Then to the positive side, who gets to benefit? I've seen some reduction of rates, for example, for guys doing diapers. There's a proposal to kind of reduce how much they are paying when they are bringing inputs for manufacture, which is a positive thing.
Okay.
I've seen an extension of the tax amnesty program, basically to allow people who have principal tax liabilities to self-disclose to KRA in exchange for a waiver of penalties and interest. So definitely somebody will benefit there, and a lot will benefit. KRA collected about 43 billion from that initiative last year.
Okay.
What is the other positive that I see? For employees, of course, we all benefit because of what we are seeing in terms of if you are contributing to a pension, what was allowable was a limit of up to 20,000. So if your employer gives you some money for pension and also save for yourself for pension, up to 20,000 per month was an allowable deduction, tax-free. Okay. But now they're increasing that to 30,000 per month, translating to 30,000 times 12, 360,000 in a year. If your employer was providing you meals, and the current law says that it is capped, that meal benefit is capped to 4,000 per employee per month. But now if they're proposing to increase it to 5,000 per employee per month. So we all benefit in that regard. So there are actually positive things that we could mention.
All right, and speaking of that, then this perhaps exacerbates the tax burden to the citizens as well as businesses, from what I hear or from what it is that I read. What are some of the measures that you have proposed, perhaps if any, in terms of making sure that then we improve on the element of collection or compliance as well as reduce evasion? Because those are some of the biggest, concerns that we have in terms of collection of taxes.
Thank you, Linda. So one of the things that we've obviously proposed to government, and we continue to employ government on this, is you don't need to, you don't even need to have austerity measures, and you don't even need to to raise taxes. Just in line with what my colleague has said, if we can stop the embezzlement in government, there is no need for austerity measures which government agencies are facing at the moment. But that is the hard stuff. And very few people want to do the hard stuff, because cutting down on corruption and embezzlement is hard. But we have to bite the bullet at some point and actually decide what we want to do with our country. Even at that, just speaking on the taxpayers' burden, the other thing that we employ on government is you don't have to raise taxes to raise revenue, to increase revenue. Like it's not always a must that you increase the tax rate, and you're going to have directly increased tax revenues. And if you look at the tax law amendment bill, one of the proposals is to increase excise duty on telephone and internet services. Now, today you can actually argue that internet is the fifth factor of production, and it is the horizontal infrastructure that allows for many businesses and enterprises to survive. And we've proposed to the committee that let us hold it at 15% where it is at the moment, because if you look at what internet does on a day-to-day basis for Kenyans and businesses, border riders who deliver food, they use internet all through to check them up. You've got businesses, young people who sell on social media, Instagram, WhatsApp. They depend on this as their means of reaching customers. And you also find government services like e-Citizen, you need internet to access them. So this is an underlying infrastructure. So when we raise this, we are going to have a lot of shifts in the cost of doing business. And even at that, just speaking on the digital and technological aspect, there's the digital service tax, which now this proposal wants to transfer it to the significant economic presence tax, in line with some OECD requirements, which is totally fine. But we have a challenge with the rate. So currently it's 1.5%, but they want to increase that to an effective rate of 3%. That is a 100% hike. Now, digital service tax came in January of 2021. So you're looking at about, 3 years, about 36 months. Again, predictability of the tax regime, we want to change the rate.